I think most patients don't struggle, but some people do struggle. And our job is to help people when they struggle. So I know you do that as a coach. I do it as a doctor.
Hey guys, it's Ileka from Life Health Now. Ileka, I'm an international speaker, author, and body and business mindset coach. And so we always given gifts, gems, and all the things around healthy living, healthy lifestyle, working less, making more, and feeling better. All right. So today we have our guest. It's Dr. Tony Hampton. This guy's amazing. I met him at KetoCon. The relationship we built already so quickly has just been gold. And I know that we'll find additional ways to collaborate, including I'm going to be on his podcast really shortly. So I'll put the link down here for his podcast as well. All right. So welcome, Dr. Hampton. Hello.
I am so happy to be here. We definitely had a good time at KetoCon, and I definitely enjoyed recording the podcast. So let's just keep spreading this healing message to everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely. So I wanted to ask you really quickly.
Yes.
Give me your 5 reasons that people tend to struggle when starting the keto diet.
I will do that. And I thought keto was easy. What are you talking about, this struggle? Yeah, what's the struggle? But I guess you're right. And I joke about that, but I think most patients don't struggle, but some people do struggle. And our job is to help people when they struggle. So I know you do that as a coach. I do it as a doctor. And I literally just had a patient today who came to me with a weight loss plateau, and she was struggling. So, in fact, I'll save that for the end. Let me just go to my top 5 that come to mind. Number 1, and it's kind of obvious, but it's not getting enough sleep. So most people, when you look at studies, they tell you need to get somewhere between 6 to 8 hours. And what they find is that if you get 5 hours, you're not going to do very well. In fact, you can become borderline diabetic literally within a week if you get 5 hours of sleep for a week every day. And you can reverse it if you get 7 or more hours in a week. So it's the opposite effect. So we don't want to be borderline diabetic. We don't want to have elevated blood pressure if we don't get enough sleep. But if you're on a weight loss journey, it's important because you have these hormones. And most people, when we say hormones with weight loss, they think about the thyroid, right? Mm-hmm. Well, most of the time, it has nothing to do with your thyroid. It has something to do with your hunger hormone, which is called ghrelin. So you're going to make more of that if you don't get enough sleep. And your satiety hormone, which is called leptin, and you're going to make less of that if you don't get enough sleep. So we don't want to be hungry, and we certainly want to feel full at the appropriate time. But there's this one hormone that's impacted more than others, and that hormone is insulin. So when you think about trying to control your weight, you really want your insulin level not to be super high. Well, if you don't get enough sleep, your body's gonna be stressed. You're going to start making cortisol. Cortisol is going to put this extra glucose in your blood. And guess what? You're going to make all this extra insulin. And by the way, insulin is a fat storage hormone. So if you don't get enough sleep, you're going to probably struggle with your weight. The second thing that comes to mind is our tribe, right? So it's those people in our lives. And although we love everybody in our lives, sometimes some of those relationships are not healthy, right? So if you have unhealthy relationships, you're probably going to be under stress. You're probably going to be anxious, and you may even be depressed. And then that's going to lead to you eating poorly, because what do we do when we're stressed? We have emotional eating, and sometimes we'll do things like eat comfort foods. And many of those comfort foods are processed foods that we shouldn't be eating. So that's the second thing. Now, we talked about this during the podcast. This is your expertise, your thoughts, right? So the third reason why people struggle is because their thoughts are not where they need to be, and their thoughts are not serving them. So my goal with my patients is to figure out, we talked about this, problem solve. Why are my thoughts in a certain place? And I've even referred people to behavioral health so that they can maybe work on cognitive behavioral therapy. And the purpose of that therapy is to teach you how to take these negative thoughts and change them into thoughts that serve you better. So that's number 3. And of course, you can't talk about your weight without exercise. Now, the most important part about exercise is that it's not a weight loss tool necessarily. Is it good for metabolic health and your cardiovascular health? Absolutely. But we really want exercise to be a weight loss maintenance tool. So a lot of times when I start on the keto journey with my patients, we don't even talk about exercise at first. We talk about diet first. And then once they get into a rhythm with that, and we're trying to maintain the weight loss that they're achieving, then we talk about, let's add some exercise into the picture. But you definitely want to be an exerciser. And if you're struggling with your keto journey, you may want to look at that. And finally, believe it or not, your life experiences matter. You are a reflection of your life experiences. And so let's give an example. If you grew up thinking, I can't eat cornbread without greens, that life experience may not serve you. If you grew up thinking, there's no way in the world I'm going to eat these ribs without barbecue sauce. And as you know, barbecue sauce is nothing but sugar. That may
Oh,
not serve you. That's just nothing but sugar. Fructose corn syrup to be exact. And then finally, if you grew up saying that there's no way in the world I'm going to make this mac and cheese with cauliflower instead of pasta, that life experience may not serve you. We want to live in a world where you're willing to try new things, experience new things, and do things that serve you. So I think the key is that we have to problem solve when we struggle, so that when we struggle, we have a path to getting on track. Now let's go back to that patient I saw at clinic and who came in frustrated because they were not losing. They basically got into a weight loss plateau. So I started asking questions, and I asked all clinicians and patients to think about this as well. When you struggle, let's just talk about what you're eating. So I said, what have you been eating? And literally all I heard her come out of her mouth was keto bread, keto bars. It was like keto,
oh
keto,
no.
keto. And she wasn't eating real food, right?
Right.
So I said, you know what? Let's do nothing else, but let's just go from a net carb methodology where you're subtracting the fiber and the sugar alcohols. Let's just do total carbs.
Total
And so we
carbs.
got her number. For her, it was about 50. Some people are down to 20. I said, we're going to do 50 total carbs. And when you do that, you almost automatically have to eliminate the keto products, right? So
Yeah.
so
Keto.
I didn't get the results of this patient's outcome, but many of my patients in the past who have struggled, that's been the issue. So my final thought for you today is try to do total carbs instead of net carbs. You're more likely to be successful if you do that. So that's my 5 tips, and I hope that helps somebody who may be struggling so that they can get back on track. So thanks for asking that question.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And that's super helpful too. Because especially with the total carbs, like rounding it out for the total carbs is gold. Because when I started keto years ago, there wasn't keto products, right? It was just you got to eat what's in the store, regular
That's right. That's right.
food, right? But now there's so many of these keto products, and you'll see something that has 27 total carbs and 24 sugar, alcohols, and
Right.
fiber, right? And it's like corn fiber and tapioca fiber and all
Right.
these things, and then they wonder why they have the brain fog. You're wondering why you have the brain fog. The brain fog is there because you're essentially still putting all these overly processed foods
That's right. That's
in the
right.
body. And
That's right.
then the weight loss is stalled. Why is the weight loss stalled? Because you're eating a keto Snickers bar. Like
That's
it's,
right.
it's still
And
the
think about this. Think about this. Imagine you have um, a bread, right? So it's
same.
14 carbs, but it's 0 net carbs because of the fiber subtraction,
Mhm.
right? So does that mean that I can eat 10 pieces of bread, which is 0 net carbs, and I'm not going to gain a pound? I mean, just
Right.
logically, that doesn't even make sense. So I think that way of thinking, and it's
Exactly.
okay. Listen, anybody watching this, it's okay to eat keto bread, low carb bread, but that should not be your go to. That should be,
Right.
I just got to have a burnt bologna sandwich, and I want to do it in a way that won't be as bad. So you can eat that burnt bologna sandwich with mustard on your keto bread, but this should not be
Mhm.
you should be eating real whole foods,
Right.
things on the outside of the grocery store. And if you do that, you'll be successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even finding other ways to get the bread. I use this recipe I got from Maria Emmerich. That's a keto. It's keto bread, and it's a keto bread that she makes, and I now make made with egg whites.
Yes. Oh yeah,
Game
but her keto stuff is completely different a lot because she uses a lot of egg whites and
Yeah.
egg yolks, you know what I mean? So
Uh-huh.
she's figured it out.
Yeah, yeah, it's completely different. But I
Yeah.
love the egg
Yeah.
white bread because it's I made it for my family one day and they thought I made hamburgers with the egg white buns. They
Mhm.
didn't even know it was egg white buns. They thought it was regular
Wow.
buns.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was
Because
like,
it's
game changer.
game changer.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's actually a situation where it's not the keto bread. There's no fiber, corn fiber and all that craziness in it. It's literally just egg whites. That's from the outside of the grocery
That's
store.
right.
Just
That's right.
so
That's
there's an
right.
opportunity to actually create a true keto bread instead of one
That's
that
right.
has 27 carbs, total carbs, and
That's right.
23, dietary fibers and sugar alcohols, right? So, but thank you. This has been awesome. This is exactly what we need. And it's great tips to share with the audience that, you know what, you can live this healthy lifestyle and get the sleep that you need,
That's right.
get the mindset together and understand what your experiences are so you can get back to a holistic, healthy lifestyle, right? And this plays a major part in it.
That's
So,
right.
and I love that. So, thank you so much, Dr. Hampton. I'm Ileka Falette, your body and business mindset mastery coach. And this is my YouTube channel, Life Health Now Ileka. I definitely have a challenge coming up. So be sure to check out the challenge. It's ilekafalette.com/challenge. And you'll get access to my Striving to Thriving challenge, where we help you to master your mindset to thrive in your body, your business, and your life. All right. So thank you so much, and we will talk soon. Take care, everybody.
All right. Thank you.
Don't forget to subscribe. Be sure to watch my mom's next video.